I
Oh,
mean, I played Fantasy Strike for about I don't know how long, but for like months before I realized that I was playing at like 40 FPS. Uh,
oh,
and so, I mean, it was my first fighting game, so I didn't know better, but
that sounds difficult.
I somehow managed. But yeah,
I am very impressed that you managed. Looks like they are starting.
okay. Russell, it's saying the text was a little out of focus, but readable. That's good.
It's
I
possible they have actually. Oh no, they are starting now. Cool.
Okay, it may have
Uh,
gotten stuck.
spectating. We haven't had any spectating issues.
Yeah,
No, we had one, but that was just me joining late, I think.
yeah.
Oh, Aeronico with a strong start with the forward A, with another forward A, getting lots of. And Dragon Hearting the landslide, keep forcing Organous into the corner. Forward A, pushing them back into the corner again. And it says they're offline for me.
Hmm.
Are you still seeing the match?
Uh, no, I didn't actually get in yet.
Oh dear.
But yeah, it looks like Organous is
Oh,
offline.
Organous crashed.
Oof. But yeah, I couldn't tell the difference between 60 and sub 60. I'm in general bad at judging quality, which is part
I
of the
mean,
reason I have to ask you whether or not the stream looks good enough or the sound sounds good enough.
I mean, anything above 30 FPS looks about the same.
Yeah,
The difference isn't how it looks; it's how it feels. So,
yeah. I mean, like I finally found out when I like tried streaming and it was dropped below 30 frames per second.
oh god.
And like that's when people told me, yeah, you should lower the quality so that way you can actually play at 60 frames per second.
Oh, while we wait, apparently Frostlight did some art for Mr. Yeah, for Mr. MKL,
Oh, cool.
according to the Fantasy Strike Discord.
Let me see.
It is in the main channel.
Oh. Uh that is pretty neat.
Yeah, really nice work, Frostlight.
Oh, looks like they're getting in. Uh Currently waiting to get in, but spectating them.
Same.
Round two, fight.
Is Thursday not the end of the week, Frostlight? Oh no.
Um,
That was a joke, to be clear. Okay. Aeronico doing lots of zoning there, but Organa's managing to get in with a head crush, getting the Dragonheart and blocking, getting Aeronico down to 1 health, and getting using the Rook's terrifying Oki tools to
Round three.
just keep getting right and getting the round. Aeronico dodging the Earthquake. Organa's dodging the chips for a while, but eventually losing that health. Aeronico reacting on time to the landslide Dragonheart. Organa's dodging those arrows, but landsliding at slightly too late to be able to do that safely. Earthquaking onto an arrow.
ooh.
Aeronico getting the 2-hit combo from the Rain of Fire into the Dragonheart. Getting the right opening, but getting Dragonhearted and not seeing it coming. Aeronico jumping back to and thus avoiding the head crush. Organous successfully earthquaking, reading the Dragon Heart, and throwing to punish. Going for a safe jump that didn't block. And
Round 5.
Organous took the round with a forward A. Aeronico dodging the earthquake, jumping into the head crush this time, not jumping back. Taking 2 damage, getting the throw and getting the Omi, thus pushing Organous back to full screen.
Ooh, you can get 3 damage off of that, I think.
Aeronico getting lots of good anti-airs here. Unsuccessful landslide. Organous at 1 health. I doubt Organous could possibly win this.
Oof.
Went for the head crush, got dragon hearted. Aeronico takes the round and is at game point. Game point 1 of 10 for Aeronico.
Yes.
Aeronico successfully keeping Organous out and whittling down their health. Organous jumping back there. And vines as a result. Ooh, taking 0 damage from that landslide. Getting shot in the head. Whiffed super. But getting the airware into your throw. Into the command throw. Tying up for 3 rounds each. Both at game point.
Round 7. Fight.
Organous opening up with a landslide and Aeronico Dragonheart.
Aeronico doing really good at dragging harding.
Yeah, only a couple of unsafe ones so far. Most of them have been hitting.
Yeah.
And
lot of
from
them-
what I saw of the tournament last night, he did do. He was having a habit of doing Dragon Hearts slightly early against the landslide that would then not break through the armor.
Okay.
Oh, Organous takes the first game. And they wanted to do this in order to prove that it is a 10-0 matchup in Jaina's favour. So,
Fight.
although I can't say I expect anyone to play perfect.
No.
And Organous is such a good rook player that they can make use of basically any level of mistakes. So, anyone for whom it actually is a 10-0 matchup is playing absurdly well. Oh, a fantastic command throw to anti-air there. Got Aeronico out of the jump A. Got the 2 damage there, leaving Aeronico in the corner at chip damage. But now Organous is down to 1 health and failed to jump over the arrow. Aeronico takes the round.
Afterwards, we could count this round by round, like how many.
Oh, we
They win.
could. It'll be interesting to know the ratio. 'Cause these are both master rank players, and both playing their mains.
Yeah.
Head Crush not beating Dragonheart.
That's
Maybe it wasn't intended to. Maybe that was pressed without reacting to the Dragonheart. Was maybe to dodge an arrow or something. Not sure.
yeah, maybe to like try and stall your jump, but
Oh, maybe.
but yeah,
But
I
I
mean
only
you
could
can
walking forward first anyway.
you can sometimes use it pretty, or like that sometimes works against Geiger, at least a lot more than it would work against Jaina.
Yeah, I think Jaina's is invincible all the way up, so I'm not sure it can work. But Organous is the one to ask there. I do not play Rook. I barely play Jaina.
Yeah.
Both at 3 health, but Organous in the corner. This could be a very difficult match to win for Rook, but potentially doable. Dodged the arrow, both at 2 health now. Aeronico with the Rain of Fire. Dodging the Earthquake. Organous at 1 health. Avoiding chip though. All Organous needs to get in once. Dodges the Rain of Fire with the Vines. Lands the Head Crush, wins the round. That is perhaps what Organous was expecting instead of a dragon. Aeronico starting off strong with plenty of damage. Organous not being pushed back though, but not managing to push forward either. Trading a much better trade for Jaina here, but Organous dodging all the arrows,
Yep.
blocking the head arrow,
Ooh.
getting comboed into the arrow that was barely still on the screen.
Jaina taking Geiger tactics.
And dodging the rain of fire with the vines, but Aeronico
Round 5. Fight.
It's possible that Aeronico just needed to find the groove.
possibly getting caught by the ground super. Aeronico now down to 2 health, while Organous has only taken 1 hit. Aeronico also in the corner at 1 health. Getting the throw, but at chip.
Yep.
Just barely caught with that Dragon Heart.
Managed to skip
Outlasting
chip.
the chip.
Skip chip range. That's good.
Organous pulling Aeronico in and also blocking the threat of arrows. Going for a head crush in case of a forward A, I believe. But getting hit by the Dragon Heart. Rain
And
of Fire on
or
its
air
way.
stall. But
Due to the threat of Aeronico's learning to deal with the vines, couldn't go for the vines, had to take the chip, and that was chip death. Aeronico
yeah.
taking game 2, 4-1.
I was like, maybe it, before that chip setup, I was like, maybe they could get another hit off, but it looks like they already had the chip set up, so Rook was dead either way, or might have been dead either way.
Round 1. Fight.
Also, I've started keeping track of the scores in terms of rounds, so
Oh, cool.
we can just add those up at the end.
Oh,
Ooh,
wow.
cross up vines there to catch Aeronico out, but Aeronico guessing right, getting the throw. Still being pushed into the corner. Getting the 2-hit forward A combo with a lot of pushback as part of it. Getting the forward A into arrow combo. Possibly comboed for 3, didn't have to.
Fight. Earthquake.
Dodging the earthquake. Forward A into the head crush but not taking the damage.
Yep.
Organous being hit out of Thunderclap by an arrow and failing to block an arrow, jumping onto another one that was used as anti-air. Dodging the Rain of Fire with vines. Jumping onto that arrow that was delayed, I believe. Aeronico getting a good Dragon Heart. Organous in range of chip, but Aeronico
Yeah.
too far away to capitalize on it.
Yeah.
Organous outlasting the chip.
Still, 1 health is really hard, but maybe possible.
Just needs to get in once. The problem is the getting tools are massively diminished.
Oof.
And all Aeronico had to do there was 1 chip. That was guaranteed.
3.
Yep.
Fight.
Aeronico was just like struggling to get
Oh,
within
Kurt
range.
was blocking that landslide, but stopped blocking. Maybe let go to do a Dragon Heart, maybe it was already blocked and thus expecting the block stun to be in effect. Not sure. Aeronico at 1 health, Organous got in early, but Aeronico having successfully crossed up, meaning Organous has to chase him across the entire screen now.
Yeah.
Getting the Earthquake though,
Although,
making it seem very doable. Aeronico not using super yet, not having a chance to try yet. A whiffed Dragon Heart will give the round to Organous.
note that 1 health was self-inflicted because Aeronico used Dragon Heart and hit Rook, but still left Jaina on 1 health.
Yeah, not always worth it. Against Rook, probably is worth it, but
I mean, making Rook go like pretty much full screen is worth it.
yeah, full screen and trading for 1 health. Very much worth it when Rook is close to Dragon Heart to hit.
5.
Yeah.
Fight.
Both at 2 rounds now. Organous doing very well here.
Aeronico leaving a bit of damage on the table, I think, with
Maybe just not wanting to risk it.
yeah, with the knee.
Because it
Is-
can be quite ambiguous sometimes. Well, probably not literally ambiguous, but hard to tell.
And if it doesn't,
Not much
like,
on the wall combo.
it might be worth it just to keep the range for Rook rather than going for the damage.
Yeah. Spacing almost matters more than health. Aeronico takes the round and just outdoing Organous' ability to get in. Aeronico at game point. Organous taking the chip.
Ooh.
Aeronico going for a bad Dragonheart. Organous taking the 3 damage in.
Yep.
Aeronico just needs to guess wrong once. And
Aeronico
Aeronico guessed wrong once. Game point for
got
both
lost
players.
4 health due to that. So,
Yeah, 4 health and left in Oki.
yes.
It may be a difficult matchup for Rook, but there are definitely situations Rook has huge advantage.
Absolutely.
The problem is reaching those situations. Aeronico not taking any damage so far, successfully anti-airing and Organous making sure that wasn't a headshot with a thunderclap. Aeronico jumped backwards and thus avoided the Organous' head crush. And Aeronico will take the game with a perfect round.
You win.
Another 3-4. Okay, they are still on the rematch screen.
Round 1. Fight.
Yeah, Aeronico is a very good player. He is, I think, number... In fact, I can just check. He is currently number 3 in Master Rank. So therefore, out of the people in rank mode, he has the 3rd highest score.
Wow. Didn't get punished for that Dragonheart.
Aeronico at 1 health though. Meaning any hit Organous gets, including an attack, or including this, will give Organous a round. Leaving Organous in the lead. Aeronico is slightly in the lead for Super Meter, but perhaps not significantly, given that by the time it comes up, Rook usually has Super Meter back. And if not, that's a very good round for Rook anyway. Organous successfully spotting the headshot and dodging with land. Aeronico in the corner, but Organous at 2 health, and Aeronico using the rain of fire, getting caught by landslide. Oh, misspaced the super.
Maybe could have inched forward and then done the super.
Organous not really having any form of anti-air while at 1 health due to the lack of armor being meaningful, because, well, what's it going to protect you from? You're dead as soon as it hits you.
Yeah, 1 health Rook is a dead Rook, generally.
Yeah. But at the very least, a very sad Rook.
Absolutely.
Organous having been pushed to the corner, but got in with a landslide with a trade, leaving them both at 3 health and currently at about mid-screen. Organous having trouble pushing forward, but Aeronico gets 2 hits in, leaving Organous at 1 health, which, as we have mentioned, is a very sad Rook for that exact reason. Landslide becomes incredibly unsafe.
Absolutely.
If they block landslide while Rook's at 1, that is a mistake. They can just hit you and win the round. Meanwhile, at more health, landslide is very powerful. It's very good at using it at good times. Both at 4 health. Unsafe landslide got hit for 2 damage. Armor being more of a problem than it is an advantage sometimes. Outlasting the chip but landing on the hour. Runners at 1 health. At mid-screen. That was guaranteed there from Aeronico.
Round 5. Fight.
What Organous could in theory have done in that last was to do a neutral jump over the and hope Aeronico guessed wrong and went for the Dragonheart. Aeronico has I believe, has good enough reactions to be able to purely just react to the type of jump they do with the Dragonheart. Based on prior experience and what I've heard about how he plays. Oh, a safe landslide, where safe means you don't get hit out through the armor. Letting Organous get in, get the 2 damage from the blocked Dragonheart, and win the Oki.
Round 6. Fight.
I mean, maybe a game point, but Organous is catching. That is a space advantage and super advantage and health advantage for Aeronico. This is going to be difficult for Organous, but getting the landslide that didn't successfully capitalise on the Oki, Aeronico managed to back off, get the Rain of Fire, but didn't manage to punish the Vines. Still managing to push Organous back into the corner though. And that space advantage is significant. Blocking the Vines and punishing, recognising you can't punish for 2 damage in that situation. Organous getting the head crush for 2 damage, leaving them both at 2 health. They have swapped places, leaving Aeronico in the corner, blocks Dragonheart. That is the game to Organous.
Round 7. Fight. Landslide.
Tried to landslide in right at the start, but Aeronico got the Rain of Fire, managed to punish the Vines for 1. In theory, as long as Jaina handles that properly, I believe that is guaranteed damage. Organous pushed into the corner, taking 1 damage and taking 1 chip. Attempted Divines, got Dragonhearted, leaving Organous at 1 health in the corner against a Rain of Fire, at 1 chip left. Organous just backing off because this is a game point. Failing to block the arrow, perhaps expecting it to be an overhead shot instead of a headshot. As it is a very ambiguous mix-up because it might be slightly high by mistake, it might be intentionally out. Well, I don't know what to catch out. I'm not very good at this matchup on either side. But I see it happen sometimes, and I assume it. Aeronico says his brain is melting in the Discord.
Oh.
Round 1.
Well,
Perhaps pointing out that yes, this may be an advantage match for Jaina, but against a strong Rook, it is hard to keep Rook out.
absolutely.
And it is exhausting. You get decision fatigue. You have to recognize lots of subtle things. Rook has to recognise lots of subtle things too. I expect it's actually harder for Rook, but I don't know. And Organous is a much more experienced player, I believe. Aeronico actually relatively new, building from experience in other fighting games, I think, to get very good at the game very quickly. Actually taught me a lot of what I know about playing Jaina.
Oh.
Getting the punish against Vines, getting the early Dragonheart, giving advantage in terms of spacing, but it is still a bad trade overall health-wise, because Jaina starts off with less health. Organous is in, has Aeronico in the corner, and has health advantage. Aeronico getting the Rain of Fire or failing to punish the Vines, just misspacing the forward A. Getting thrown, that is that round for Organous. Oh, I failed to actually note down what the score was last game. Do you remember what it was?
No.
Gosh darn it.
I can always look it up later. But...
Yeah. Okay. Oh, good punish of Earthquake hitting that forward A there. That one it's hard to tell which will win. It can be either one depending on the spacing and the time. Aeronico in the corner, but both at similar levels of health. Organous at 1 health. Aeronico getting lots of pushback, but going for an predicted Dragonheart. Organous blocked it, recognising that they did have that 1 chip they could block with, winning the round. Aeronico just landing that anti-air before leaving no space advantage for Organous, leaving Organous on 1 health. I don't see how Organous can win this. Yeah, Aeronico takes the round. 2-2.
Fight.
Organous pushed into the corner. Aeronico dodging the earthquake. Not many earthquakes have landed, but when they do, it's a... Aeronico towards the corner, going for a fall, getting hit out. Not the 4-2 damage though. Getting caught by a command throw, leaving Aeronico at 1. And Aeronico, presumably expecting either a command throw or a throw, didn't get a strike, got hit out of it. The joy of Rook's Oki was being that if you don't get the exact right thing, then you will take at least 1 damage no matter what. As long as they do it properly, at least.
That said, Rook does have more health, so he can afford to take 1 damage sometimes.
It's Jaina who takes 1 damage no matter what. Oki.
Oh.
I was saying as in when Rook has Oki, if you guess wrong, then Rook takes 1 damage no matter what. No, not
yeah.
Rook. Rook deals 1 damage no matter what. Usually more. Usually 2 and going back into the Oki.
Yeah. So,
There's a
occasionally
reason it's
3.
called a 4.
Like if he blocks a Dragon Heart.
Both at game point here. Neither at significant advantage. Aeronico being pushed back into the corner, but landing the... Organous has 1 more health. Lands the earthquake, thus dodging the rain of fire entirely. Aeronico getting another Dragon Heart. Doing very good work with these Dragon Hearts.
Oof.
On the way to getting the chip. Gets the chip. Organous didn't block, but 1 damage either way.
Yep.
And lands the anti-air, gets the combo. 3-4.
You win.
Mitarashi Dango saying, Jaina is toughy for Rook, but I think he might do better than Arg against her.
Certainly has a better chance in the corner. I don't know how it all adds together, but I know Arg just suffers from her diagonal arrow from the air. Basically, almost spam that. And Nico with a strong start with the 3-hit anti-air, which happens when you hit very high.
I mean,
Hitting another anti-air, but not successfully combo.
I believe Arg just, like, has a bit of a hard time dealing with just ground B and then inch forward.
Yeah, because the only thing Arg can do against ground B is a jump A.
Yeah.
And that requires a successful read. You can't do that on reaction, only on prediction.
Yeah. That said, it is, it means that you can't quite just spam it. But yeah.
Yeah.
Still hard.
It's not... Arg has nothing that he can do against this base option. It's... Jane has to be careful with this option, but well used, it is absurdly powerful. Aeronico just still in the air there. Organous using the super slightly early, letting Aeronico use the jump C to stay in the air a little bit longer.
Yeah.
Ultimately giving him the game. The round, not the game. Aeronico pushed straight back into the corner, but gets 1 damage. Going for a charged arrow, interestingly. I would have thought the advantageous thing to do that would be to go forced blocked arrow or an Oki. To at least get that chip and force him not to do anything. Organous gets in, gets the throw against the Dragonheart, takes the round. Against the block Dragonheart, rather. Organous getting Dragonhearted out, leaving Aeronico with... Now Aeronico has health advantage, already has... Organous goes to the head crush, but misses. But has managed to push back to mid-screen. And has managed to push all the way to the corner.
Ooh.
But Aeronico has successfully crossed up, leaving Organous in the corner, at 1 health. There was nothing to be done there. Organous went for...
Yeah, I believe, like, if Organous had blocked it,
Yeah,
Aeronico
one.
just arrow and then Dragonheart, I think.
Yeah, Aeronico in the corner, going for a trade there. Okay. Organous getting the 2 damage head crush, unfortunately causing a cross-up in the process. But already in, that might not matter. Aeronico at 1 health, guessing wrong on the Oki. Organous takes the round. Aeronico, of course, being at round point,
Round 6.
but not at game point, but not taking the game, because Organous managing to do a good comeback there. Hopefully. Well, not hopefully. Potentially. Hopefully for Organous.
Yeah.
Organous going for the head crush, but it wasn't a 4-day, it was a dragon. Given how many times we've seen that just not... I am beginning to suspect it just never works, and that is entirely a guess of, is it a 4-day? Because of course, Jaina wants to 4-day, because that's 2 damage. Whereas the Dragonheart 1 for 1. It's a trade, which leads you to even damage. Organous takes that round, leaving them both at game point. Organous gets the first hit, but lands on an arrow. They are back at mid-screen. Gets the Earthquake. They are in. They get the 2 damage with the Thunderclap into command throw. Which is a trade once. Well, no, which is a combo if the Thunderclap hits. Organous goes for the Dragonheart to get Organous away, but leaving Aeronico at 1 health. Going for Dragonheart just in case. Aeronico landing on the arrow. Another Dragonheart. Of course, Aeronico now at 1 health has nothing. Spaces that could have comboed.
Yeah.
Aeronico tries to use the invulnerability. Dragonheart active a bit too long. Takes the game. Another 3-4.
Okay.
This isn't looking like a 10-0 in terms of these players. Given while Organous has only won 1 game, they have won 3, maybe 4, I don't remember one, and didn't note it down. Of them have been won by Aeronico with Organous already at 3 points. Which is close to even.
Round 1. Fight.
Any player who can get close to even against Jaina, even if they're game, is utterly fantastic, honestly. Which is not to diminish Aeronico at all, because Organous' Rook is devastating. And he is winning. But Organous takes the first round.
Round 2. Fight.
Yeah, Frostline. Organous' hypothesis is that if Jaina plays perfectly, and I don't mean plays perfectly in terms of guesses, but I mean plays perfectly in terms of decisions, then it is literally impossible for Rook. And perfect play is certainly a difficult thing to attain, even if it's in terms of decisions and not guesses, where guesses isn't actually perfect play because you might guess right with, you might have to guess right with the wrong, what will normally be the wrong decision anyway, but yeah, they are just different things entirely. Bless you.
Thank you.
But yeah, Organous certainly showing that in this case, it's not 10-0 in terms of the players, and there is certainly a lot Rook can do. Well, Aeronico takes round 2, and this is a strong start for Aeronico, but almost threw that away, but slightly too quick for Organous to be able to punish it, I believe, or possibly failed to punish. I assume it was not able to, because Organous is the expert here, not me. Organous is in, and he guesses perfectly on the Oki, which was impressive because that was, pardon me, a 2-stage Oki there. You have to guess right on the Thunderclap, and then Organous has a choice between a mix-up between Command Throw and Normal Throw, and Aeronico guessed right. Aeronico at 1 health though. Organous only taking 1 chip from that rain of fire, but being close to the corner, but pushing back to mid-screen gradually.
Actually, at this point, timeout.
Yomi?
No need for timeout. Also, the timer stopped for Yomi.
That's
Round 4. Fight.
We're going for the Dragonheart. which is a trade that's bad for Jaina overall because worthwhile for the space. Organous now down to 4 health, giving Aeronico a health advantage as well as having Organous in the corner. Successful Dragon Heart, because of course one of the tricks here is while you do constant to keep Brook from getting in, you also need to be threatening Dragon Heart rather than doing Dragon time. Dragon Heart is not a thing where you simply decide to press it. It is often a thing where you decide you might press it if they do something. So you leave your open for a moment. If they do that thing, you Dragon Heart.
Yeah.
There's too much of a risk otherwise.
Oh, wow.
Speaking of too much of a risk, went for just lots of Dragon Hearts. Organous just blocked. Went for the Checkmate Buster, leaving Aeronico at 1 health.
Okay, if Aeronico wins this, that's quite a comeback from such a poor start.
Yeah, Abby did 8 damage without taking a single hit. And the Earthquake is a good advantage for Organous, because that would have been a much worse situation without it. Organous content to play safely rather than risk things here, which is, well, really how you should play this matchup anyway, especially so. Seems to be waiting for Aeronico to make a mistake.
Like
Speaking of, did a safe jump. Aeronico didn't see it was a safe jump. Blocked. Organous takes it for 1. Which I believe, out of the recorded match, actually leaves them even. No, it doesn't leave them even in terms of rounds. It does not leave them even at all. But it means that every single game outside of the unrecorded has been 4-3, or there's been 1-4-1 on either side. Wait, was this not fast at 10? Are you done now?
Well, it looks like Organous is talking in the, Twitch.
Yeah, but Aeronico has also not pressed rematch.
Yeah.
So perhaps I was wrong when I said it was fast at 10.
Well, Aeronico's... Oh, no, wait, that was a while ago.
Yeah, there's I'd say there are generally 3 stages to a matchup. There's both players just do their normal game plans without modifying it significantly for the character they're fighting. So they'd be blocking and dodging and stuff, but for example, a Geiger would try to zone out Lum. A Geiger does not want to zone out Lum. A Geiger has to go in against Lum. There's the intermediate to high level play where they don't play perfectly, but they know what they're doing. They modify their playstyle for the matchup, and while they do make mistakes, that level of mistake depends on level of player skill rather than knowledge of the matchup. Organous gets in right away and wins the round. But yeah, and then there's perfect play, which is practically unattainable. I don't think there is any player who plays perfectly. Even Cerezy doesn't play perfectly. Pretty damn close to perfectly, but not perfectly.
Okay.
Round 3. Fight.
And so you would expect the most unbalanced matchups to be in unmodified play and perfect play. Ideally, perfect play wouldn't have unbalanced matchups, but if it's going to be anywhere, it's going to be. Organous just winning
tilted? I
all
don't know.
together here. Aeronico seeming not to successfully keep Organous out. Doesn't quite combo from the Dragon Heart into the arrow there, but does get Organous back to space disadvantage without losing too much health in the process. Dragon Heart's the head crush. Organous is now even in health with Aeronico, but Aeronico has space advantage. Organous in the corner at Chip, gets the Earthquake, Goes for the C, which was a mistake. The Dragonheart was too early, meaning it hit the armor and was armored through, giving Organous the round. That is a 4-0.
No.
Perhaps it is in fact more exhausting to play on Jaina's side.
Yeah.
Or perhaps Organous just has a huge amount of, oh god, what's the word? Endurance?
Maybe.
Yeah, given that to fight against Organous' Rook in general, regardless of if that is a tired Rook or a non-tired Rook, if it's Organous' Rook, you need to play really well, and that will lead to decision fatigue. And this game has a lot of decision fatigue. It is exhausting to play for a period of time. And they have played 8 games so far. Organous is in, but crossed up, but has Aeronico down to 2 health, at a cost of only 1 health. Meaning Organous is close to their initial state in the match. It only has to get 2 hits. Getting a lot of pushback here. Similar to how Organous usually plays against Lumin Likes, they are just very good at getting pressure straight into the corner. Getting wrong on the Oki and thus Aeronico getting the Dragonheart, getting another Dragonheart. Aeronico in his final form at 1 health as Jaina, thus no cost Dragonhearts. And the invulnerability, I believe, just does not last long. Organous going for it because why not? By the time they get in, the Super's probably going to be back. There is nothing to lose. Okay, they are even on health, but Organous is advantaged in space. Aeronico is advantaged in health now and is getting back to mid-screen, dodging the earthquakes. Seems to have figured this out again now. Perhaps no longer having to deal with so much fatigue, or perhaps Organous again. Successfully anti-airing. Getting the earthquake. The Organous is now in and getting the vines to hit, but Aeronico dodges the super and gets that one last hit. Armor is pointless at 1 health.
Yeah.
Aeronico at game point. But we've seen Organous turn that around quite significantly before. Speaking of, Organous gets in, gets the throw.
Yep.
Aeronico, of course, jumped, went for the jump C. Generally a huge risk to take. You have to assume that your opponent is doing something. Because if they're doing nothing, they can always anti-air throw.
It looks like at that spacing where Rook is right on top of you, it doesn't seem to ever work. When you're like a little bit distance, it looks like it sometimes works, but if they have to be in a move.
If you don't get hit for it, it gives you advantage.
Yeah.
But I would say it is ultimately usually a mistake. But maybe it's not. Again, I barely play either of these characters.
Yeah, I mean, I tried these as my, or these are somewhat my secondaries, but...
yeah, I've got level 20 as Jaina. I can play Jaina. And I can vaguely play Rook. I am significantly less of an expert. That was 4-1, I believe, Aeronico taking that round.
I think I'm better at Rook than Jaina, overall, but... There's with these characters, there's like certain matchups that I have no idea what to do.
Round 1. Fight. Vines.
As expected, first attempts are long, because they have up to 19 games. This one will be at least 13. Most likely more, with how Organous is playing this. Aeronico getting the space advantage in the vein of fire, but Organous getting out there, getting the throw, pushing Aeronico straight into the corner, getting another throw, going for an empty jump into it to catch him out.
Round 2. Fight. Fine.
Going for the head crush, but getting hit with the Dragon Heart.
Yep. Oof.
I guess when you get hit with the Dragon Heart, you're using your super to get a mix-up based on your opponent between you get 2 damage or you get even damage at the cost of your super meter. Whereas normally it would be a choice between they get 2 damage or they get 1 or they get even damage. So that does hugely shift it in your favour if you don't know what. Organous gets in, gets the checkmate buster, guesses right on Oki, takes the round.
4. Fight. Earthquake.
Aeronico seems to have a much harder time keeping Organous.
Yep.
Finds.
It seems like
But-
at least a bit of fatigue is setting in.
Yeah.
If not,
But still managing to do it to a good extent, getting the anti-air, doesn't combo for 2. Does get the Dragon Heart, doesn't combo again. Gets an arrow to hit. Going for chip.
ooh, delayed
Lays
it.
an arrow so the vines lands on it.
Round 5. Fight.
Organous has been very good at dodging those, so
Yeah. But if you want to see how to play these, this is a fantastic thing to watch, just to learn. Because, yeah, while it's not perfect play, they are both still playing very well. And it is also, honestly, really interesting just to
Oh,
see
wow.
how... Ooh, 3 damage. The dangers of armor. The armor hit caused 2 damage to be taken, and then that was comboed into a 3rd arrow. Letting then Aeronico got the anti-air. Any anti-air would have worked there. Organous didn't even have super to go for punish there. Nothing they could have done. Again, got hit by the Bane of Fire. Went for the super, the air super, the head crush, but got hit. Went for an earthquake. Aeronico already in, got the throw. Aeronico giving up a lot of space there. Organous jumping back, but successfully vines-ing. Aeronico successfully anti-airing. That is 2-4.
You win.
the time between rematches seems to be getting oh. Experiment failed, says Organous. Landslide is not an option on Air Super.
Yeah. I think it's an option if they mess up. Because I have seen that used successfully, and I believe used that successfully like once. But it's still a trait. It just means you get some space. And worst case, you take like 3 to 4 damage. No, worst case, I think you could take 5.
Gino on 1 health, but Organous at full screen.
Yeah, they are now at mid-screen. Organous quickly getting space, dodging the arrow with the landslide, getting Dragon Heart. Of course, Aeronico is in his final form. He can Dragon Heart freely. The only risk is the actual risk that Dragon Heart has inherent to it, not the cost of health. Organous dodging a lot of chip. Aeronico not punching the vines. Timeout is on its way.
Oh,
Getting
wow.
the throw. This would be a draw now.
Oof.
Went for the thunderclap. Didn't hit the arrow. Lost the round, and thus lost the tie. It would have been a 1 round for each of them otherwise.
Firebrother saying it's a 7-3 matchup since 7 and 3 up there.
Yeah, so far match-wise it is 7-3.
Oof.
Anti-air super. Very effective anti-air if you guess right. That's what happens if Jaina gets a bit over. Goes for a jump A when Rook is not completely occupied doing something else.
Ooh.
Oh, Dragonheart got armored through, allowing a throw. Thunderclaps hit, allowing a combo into command throw, and the sweep will take the round. Organous gets him without taking any damage. Don't know what they were doing there.
Me neither.
I possibly have done that entirely by mistake. I don't know what I was doing at that time either. They are now at mid-screen. Aeronico has lost super meter. Organous has regained super. Organous pushing into the corner. Going for an air super roll. Aeronico was not occupied, thus Aeronico could just Dragonheart. Organous takes the chip. Aeronico whiffs the anti-air, allowing Organous to throw. Organous goes for a cross-up jump A into a neutral A, which Aeronico Dragonhearts as a reversal. Organous, instead of taking the chip, successfully gets the earthquake, gets in, guesses right on Oki, taking the round. Organous at game point. Unsafe Dragonheart taking 4 damage for it and being stuck in Oki.
Yep. Managed
Guesses right though, but at the cost of Dragonheart for 1 health, leaving Aeronico at a single health point, but combos between the arrows for 2, as Organous jumps too late for the vines. Just lands the Dragonheart. Organous in chip range there. Okay, both at 1 health. They are at full screen. And Organous is cornered. They are moving towards mid-screen. Organous having forward pressure here. Because Aeronico has to keep jumping back to try to manage everything. Aeronico gets the anti-air. But as a result of the Arena Fire used to get that anti-air, doesn't have super. Interestingly, when Aeronico just spams arrows there, Rook does actually get closer each time. Meaning that even if Rook doesn't do jumps or anything, and if Jaina doesn't jumps or anything, Rook will inevitably get in.
Yeah, I don't know.
Organous gets in, as we were just saying, and takes the round. That was 4-2.
I don't. Even though Aeronico got away with air C that one time, I don't really agree with it, since there was a chance that, first of all, it looks like Aeronico probably could have gotten over Organous. Which,
yeah, it's a choice between air C or anything to get out. And against Rook, I would always favour anything to get out.
Yeah,
At least when thinking about it outside of how stressful and difficult, I would favour trying to get out.
Yeah, I would hold. I would probably have held jump there, or like if I wasn't acting automatically.
Yeah. Because the difficulty is a surprising amount of this game isn't you're making time, but you know to make the right decisions already. You need to train yourself to do the right things all the time, because you cannot cognitively react fast enough. Organous taking 2 rounds already in this game.
Round 3. Fight.
But Aeronico getting the 3 damage anti-air, and getting some pushback, and dodging the earthquake, but failing getting damage with that rain of Organous in chip range, but successfully waits out the chip, but gets hit with an arrow into the whiffed forward A. Locks the forward A, goes for the anti-air, but Aeronico's hanging a little bit longer, increasing the hang time with that air super. The earthquake lands, the thunderclap lands and combos into the command.
You know what? The very low, like,
Organous using the terrifying talent of multi-stage Oki, where
Yeah.
you need to get right multiple times in a.
yeah. Honestly, like, the
Organous
very
in chip
low jump
range.
Cs, or, jump supers seem to work better for,
And
Aeronico.
Organous gets in and takes the round.
Yeah.
Organous at game point.
Fight.
After this round, I will be gone for like a minute. So if you can hold up the commentary on your side.
Okay. So, let's see. Oh, wow.
Organous getting the super, that is 4 damage. Aeronico had already taken 1 damage. Aeronico just has to take 1 more damage. Organous takes the round. That is a 4-0.
Wow.
Organous' second 4-0. And I will be back in a moment.
Okay. So... Oh, and Organous taking a restroom break. You know what? I think I will too. So, restroom break for all.
Round 1. Fight. Earthquake.
Okay. I accidentally unplugged my headphones, so... But yeah, so... Organous getting closer. Good earthquake. Jaina jumping out and preventing getting stuck in the corner. Ooh. The unpunished Dragonheart. Ooh, counter. Counter the jump C. Or the air arrow. Organous taking the first round.
I have returned.
Cool.
Okay, Organous took the round.
Not
Nice.
a lot has happened since they took a they took they took a bathroom break. So
Ah, what
pretty
a
much.
coincidence. That's where I was.
So I took a bathroom break as well.
Ah, so it was just a general stream break.
Yep.
Everyone involved in the stream is taking a break. Lovely. Okay. Aeronico heavily advantaged in this round. But Organous has the space advantage, but lands on an arrow. There wasn't really much that they could have done there with the...
No.
Gets in with the vines, punishing the arrow. Gets a throw. Gets a throw. Aeronico at 1 health in the corner. Guesses wrong, gets crossed up, gets hit. That's the round for Organous. And yes, I am keeping track of rounds. There's one game I haven't successfully kept track of the rounds on. But apart from that, okay. Aeronico at 1 health, at 0 health. Organous takes the round with the vines. Aeronico going for interesting things after rain fire there. Maybe hoping that Organous would vine slightly late, and thus he would be able to get like 4 damage out of that. Organous successfully trading that 1 health from the jump A for 3 damage with the super. Getting in with the throw, because it's 3 damage and OP. Then just doing a delayed sweep, delayed neutral A. Taking the game, 4-1. Yeah, actually, I believe is that Organous will be heavily advantaged if they get in, because Rook will get in. Yeah, well, if Rook gets in, he's heavily advantaged. But the idea is Rook won't get in. Oh, hadn't you been neutral jumping before, Organous? Yeah, neutral jump is vital against Janio, I find. Not just as Rook, but in general. Because you get to avoid so much chip with it, and you take minimal risk from being Dragonhearted, or otherwise anti-ed.
Yeah. Like, if you were in Dragonheart range on the ground, you'd be in Dragonheart range if you neutral jumped.
Yeah, but outside of that, they'd have to at minimum walk forward after shooting the arrow. So most of the time they just can't Dragonheart you. Similarly, okay, that was an interesting exchange.
Yes.
Yeah. Yeah, I believe Jaina is actually the easiest character to neutral jump their projectiles. Certainly easier than Grave, who is moderately hard. Easier than Arg, I believe, who is... I think Arg's the second easiest. And then Geiger is the hardest. Not even every character can neutral jump Geiger. Some characters have to do special things. Like Midori has to do his neutral jump A, which lets him slightly redirect himself in a direction of his choosing. So he does that forward. Then he jumps over the time spiral just barely with minimal forward motion. And it's a vital trick to be able to avoid getting dragon punched with whatever their DP happens to be in the case. Got a down 1 health, but also in, and used that to great effect, taking the round. 1-1.
Round 3. Fight.
Ooh.
Okay, I was just looking at chat and I looked back and Organous was in with a super. That not a fun time for Aeronico, but Aeronico got them out.
Yep.
Organous making great use of the fact they have they can Earthquake to try to knock Jaina down and then still vines through, and it will be a perfectly timed vines that. Which is definitely a worthwhile trick to learn. If a Jaina does a Rain of Fire and stays, what you want to do is Earthquake and then vines, if you want to vines at all, I think. Based on what I'm seeing here, I might be entirely wrong. But I believe there is a reason Organous does that every time. Organous just needs a timeout now. Never mind. Unfortunately, okay, and that is the game to Aeronico. Perhaps if Organous had just stayed back, waited it out. So I don't think Aeronico could have got enough chip quickly enough for that super. So Organous, without taking any risks, would have not really been in danger. Best Aeronico could have done would be throws, which you don't want to try to throw Rook for some reason. Organous gets the head crush on Aeronico, but not with 2 damage. They are both at 4 health, but Aeronico is in the corner. Aeronico has the health advantage, but he's on chip. But very hard for Rook to capitalise on that safely against Jaina. Aeronico goes for Dragonheart, taking 1 damage and whiffs. Organous lands on an arrow at that time. Aeronico goes for another Dragonheart that is blocked, and Organous gets the throw, dealing a total of 3 damage in that exchange, winning the round. Organous goes for the, I can't remember what people call it, I'll call it the flop, the jump A, extending his hurtbox outwards, meaning Rook would land on the arrow, so yeah. Always fun if you're Rook. He will land on arrows if you do jump A, and often won't if you don't. You have to choose between going for aggression or going for safety. Whereas usually characters are actually safer if they do a jump A. Organous with slight health advantage and has successfully pushed to mid-screen. Only on 1 health in his final form, punished Divine successfully. Punished Divine successfully, taking the round.
Using back A.
Yeah, seems to be working very well. Because to start with, you don't move your hurt box forward at all, so you don't really take the risk of being hit by accident.
Yeah. But I mean, like, there are cases where it's unsafe on hit, so
Yeah.
you can only use it in very specific situations. Which I guess
perhaps
that's
that is
probably one of them. I guess it's more consistent than forward A, or at the very least, you don't like move forward into Rook as much.
Oh, combo into sweep takes the round. They are both at game point, and if Organous takes this game, they are at the same number of games won. Dragonheart the neutral jump A. The only way Organous is hurt neutral jump A. So that was a very good guess. It's also a bit of a risk. But is it truly a risk if you guess right? The answer may surprise you. It's both yes and no. It was a risk at the time, it is no longer a risk anymore. Time is fake.
Oh, Yomi counting.
Organous gets in using an earthquake, but Aeronico does see the throw coming. Gets the forward A, leaving Organous on 1 health.
Ooh.
But Organous gets the throw. Aeronico wasn't even threatening air super there, so couldn't have done much to deal with the chip that he needed. Organous takes the round. They are with 4-3 rounds to 3, and it is now even.
Hypergrab saying that they would like to see Red Dragon once in a blue moon. But yeah, no, Red Dragon, especially in this matchup, like
there's like one case where it works, and that's if they do a really late forward A on your wake up.
Yeah.
Rooks don't do really late forward A's on Jaina's wake up. They will because they can actually see you're doing that before they have to press it. It is fully reactable. And if you want to Red Dragon to anti-air Rook, then that means 1, Rook has to be above you, which means that something weird's going on there. And 2, you have to do it before the apex of Rook's jump, because Red Dragon is just that.
Yeah, Mitsudango saying more Red Dragon against Landslide might be good, but otherwise.
Oh yeah, that is a good option.
And it's less likely to, it's less...
You're not going to trade, yeah.
Yeah.
Red Dragon breaks the armor. If you've got a diagonal arrow coming down, you might actually get 3 damage. Because while they're being hit by the initial startup of the Red Dragon, they can still be hit by other things.
Yeah.
So Red Dragon can combo for 3.
Round 1.
Oh yeah. Not best of three, first of three.
Okay.
You are. So you are both at 7 rounds. You have
Best
7
of
games. Very
7
impressively.
now. I think. No, best of 5. Whoops. I saw
Yeah.
7s.
Double and subtract 1.
Yep.
Aeronico at 3 health, Organous at 4 health. They are at mid-screen. They have just traded, so 2 to 3. They are still at mid-screen.
Yep.
Neither has super now. The Dragonheart has left them at 1 to 2. Organous only needs 1 hit, but it's going to be hard to get that hit. But Organous gets the Earthquake. They're now both at 1 health. 1 health. Rook is sad Rook. Organous is going for lots of Earthquakes while it's relatively safe. But none of them landing. Approaching tie-up, but Organous in chip range. There was nothing to be done there. Organous doing the only option. In fact, no. Yes, there was nothing to be done. The only 2 options were super total invulnerability to save them. But we've seen before that doesn't work.
Yeah.
Or jump back and hope it just whiffs. It didn't. Landslide got in. Aeronico using an arrow there time. Didn't successfully react to the fact landslide was happening in that very narrow point space of time that there was. Organous in the corner and with health. Rain of Fire on its way. Organous on 1 health and with chip. But in the corner. But Aeronico knocked down. Aeronico managing to stay at full screen, gets the arrow off before the earthquake, taking that round.
Round 3. Fight.
Starts off with earthquake overhead shot, not quite a headshot there. But it's a very hard thing to make. It's very useful to be able to do headshots. I think the reason you might want to do an earlier one slightly earlier. So what Rook will do against a headshot is block or landslide. If they go for landslide, you can just instead of doing an arrow, just not shoot an arrow and land, or you can shoot an arrow early and be ready slightly early to do something else. Head crush got punished by the Dragonheart.
In fact, that I think Organous maybe could have landed instead of head crashed, and maybe have been safe.
Quite possibly. But it doesn't matter, they still won. They still won the round. They got it in, they got the throw. Starting Earthquake successful. Got the cross up. Aeronico hit by the Earthquake because he was away from the keyboard, it seems. Fortunately, only took 1 damage over. And they basically swapped places in terms of screen position. Aeronico getting the Rain of Fire off, getting the chip off. Organous landing on the arrow instead of neutral jumping, and Aeronico goes with the Dragonheart in case of a forward jump. They are at equal health, but Organous is in the corner, whereas Aeronico has a Rain of Fire coming. Organous at 1 health now, but they are back to mid-screen. They are beyond mid-screen. Aeronico goes for a slightly too late Dragonheart against the landslide. Organous takes the round at 1 chip remaining. Organous successfully Earthquakes. Nico successfully Dragonhearts, and thus gains space advantage and is at health disadvantage. Gets back down to health, equal health. Health advantage for Aeronico. Gets a successful Dragonheart, has the Rain of Fire on its way. Not much Organous can do here. Gets Dragonhearted into an hour at 1 health. Gets hit out of Thunderclap. That was textbook Jane round there, really. Once the flow is in Jaina's favour, if Jaina does, Jaina wins. Rain of Fire comes down, but Aeronico walks in, trying to do something, and gets hit. Aeronico Dragonhearts into the super, but doesn't get punished afterwards, leaving it to just be a trade, which was in neither's favour, rather actually facing Jaina's favour. Organous goes for an unsafe landslide, and all it took was 1 hit. And Aeronico takes the game. 4-3.
Okay.
Thus successfully turning around Organous' won 4 games in a row. Against a Jaina of Aeronico's caliber. Wow. I am endlessly impressed here. Aeronico had just been taking a bit of a break to probably have something to drink, have a bit of a rest, let his brain not just melt. But Organous already in, gets the air to air, which is really losing the Oki in that sense. Get out. Because while you do get 1 damage, you lose Oki. But Dragonheart gets blocked, gets thrown, that is 3 damage total, which is what Organous needed to win. Yeah, we know you know that Red Dragon's slow. It's just we decided that we wanted to talk about all the times it was an option, and there are times it is an option.
Yep.
It looked like Dragonheart might whiff there, but it didn't. I guess Rook actually lowers down slightly in the thing. Or no, because Rook doesn't have forward momentum. Actually, that was why it didn't whiff. If someone else were so maybe if Organous had not done it, they would have actually got past the Dragonheart. Aeronico just gets a straight hit there with the neutral leg. Probably couldn't have comboed into an arrow due to distance, and gets the forward A to anti-air. I mean, they're now equal in terms of round count. Opening Dragonheart to anti-air Organous. The landslide will get in, but the Yomi will get Organous back out again. The anti-air traded with the air attack, which is unusual, but it's bound to happen at some spacings. The safe jump will block the Dragonheart. It wasn't really technically a safe jump, a safe space jump, but not a safe jump because it wasn't on wake up or recovery frames. It was just a slightly late Dragonheart. Oh, Dragonheart whiffed, but recovered slightly faster than the Earthquake, I believe, allowing a throw.
Yeah, in that case, you did still, like, the Dragonheart did sort of still work. You took 1 damage, you dealt 1 damage. So.
Yeah. And instead of space advantage, you get Oki. So really you get Oki anyways, just at distance. But Organous landed the super, took the round, is at game point. Forward A into empty, into Dragonheart will catch out the attempt to punish the forward A. It's very important to use your mix-up from forward A properly. You might forward A into empty, and from there you might do something or just run away. You might forward A into arrow, where you might do something. And the more options you have included in there, the more complicated it is to try to punish. Meaning that your forward A is as dangerous as possible. Aeronico just keeping up the onslaught of arrows. Organous getting hit by 1, losing the round. Not much you can do at 1 health at full screen. Though there is a lot that Organous has been showing you can actually do. But what you depend on is capitalising on a mistake. Aeronico playing very safe there. He pushed into the corner but got lots of damage from that. Slightly too far back for the jump A to hit the arrow. Got at 1 health. Aeronico escaping the corner.
Ooh.
And Organous trying to punish but recognizing slightly too late that it wasn't quite fast enough from the punish. Thus, yeah, another Dragonheart hit. It's a very useful thing to recognise how surprisingly fast on recovery is if it just completely whiffs. Organous gets the checkmate buster, gets the Oki with a safe jump that Aeronico didn't block. Organous takes the game 4-3. It is now equivalent to first 2 from here on out. Oh, you accidentally hit pause, so it wasn't that you didn't recognize the shit.
Yeah. Oh well.
It was just that you weren't able to do anything because you had stopped time on your end. You stopped all your inputs.
And unfortunately, isn't like Geiger's ground super stopping
No.
time.
Because you don't get to walk forwards, and they are still able to do things. In fact, the literal it's like doing Geiger's super to yourself. Which maybe I could build into a rule set. Okay, so I was distracted thinking about how I could possibly... Organous is a 2 health, Aeronico's on a 1 health, they are mid-screen. Organous is 0 health, Aeronico takes the round with an anti-F all day. Meaning Organous could have head crushed there, but had to recognise it was a 4-day. That's, I don't believe, is reactable. You have to guess right. Didn't want to risk losing it to Dragonheart, I guess. So just gave up the round. Organous has slight space advantage, but they are at the same amount of health. And Aeronico is in a strong position for arrows. Gets the arrow into Dragonheart against the... It's the Rain of Fire doesn't successfully punish. Organous gets the... Goes for the jump bait into what for a throw, but gets blocked, and then you're respectively the perfect way to handle from Aeronico. Meaning Aeronico guessed perfectly. Organous neutral jumping a lot of arrows here, dodging a lot of ships safely. Not going for earthquakes, not wanting to risk it, I guess. Aeronico, recognizing that Organous was a bit too close forward Dragonheart. Landslide will get hit by JC, Jump C into Dragonheart. I don't know what to call the diagonal arrow thing. Because diagonal arrow is
Jump
not nice
arrow?
to say. But, oh, up arrow, yeah, that's a good idea. We're kind of dodging arrows very smoothly there. Just jumping and then walking forward. Blocking the Dragonheart and throwing, doing a total of 3 in that exchange after pushing Aeronico all the way into the corner, forcing him to make a decision.
Okay.
Gets the earthquake after neutral jump over the arrow, but gets Dragonhearted back. Vines, but it's unsafe due to the up arrow. Gets in, gets the throw. Aeronico at 2 health. Does get entirely right, blocks all 3, but still takes a chip.
Oh.
Goes for the Dragonheart expecting a forward jump, but it is in fact a neutral jump. Allowing Organous to just punish for 2 damage. Only 1 was needed though. Organous gets the earthquake, seemingly recognizing that Aeronico was or either that or was just doing nothing. But Organous getting away from keyboard and doing nothing in return.
Yeah.
He's playing very honourably. Aeronico getting the Dragonheart, pushing Organous into the corner.
Well,
Aeronico failing to get the combo, presumably favouring getting a bit more arrow pressure off. Because if you get the combo with the neutral A, that will allow Rook to reset, which might be very bad for you, potentially.
oh, Morpheus says calling it arc shot might be a good...
Ah, that's a very good option. The Organous at game point gets 4 damage in that exchange from the blocked Dragonheart into the super. Gets the throw, wins the game. Organous is in the lead with a 4-2 game.
Okay.
Organous just has to win 1 more game now.
Yep.
Aeronico has to win 2. I remembered the word I was trying to remember earlier. Stamina. It wasn't endurance.
Oh,
If
stamina.
this isn't...
Stamina was mentioned in the chat, I think.
Ah.
But yeah.
But, yeah. This is very much an endurance match because it is a first... an
Yes.
utterly exhausting matchup. Which you'd expect to be utterly exhausting on Rook's side, is also utterly exhausting on Jaina's side, but Aeronico still managing to get the first round, getting the anti-air, trading one health, but getting good spacing as a result. The trade being, of course, unfavourable in its base state against Rook due to Rook's health advantage, but still being worth it, just for the space. Organous
Oh wow, 3 damage. Oh,
being pushed back, but got the jump in and got the counter hit, taking the round. Sometimes you just need to go for it.
Aeronico was like holding it, wondering if they could anti-air with it, but failed at doing that.
And that is exactly why you sometimes... Because they can't see you're about to do that. They aren't... So if they are taking a moment to... That gets 0 damage. And they will be taking a moment to breathe sometimes. So what you do is you force them to constantly make decisions. Which means you're maximizing the level of exhaustion and also prompting them to make mistakes. But despite that, Aeronico takes round 3. Organous pushing back out of the corner and getting a counter hit with the vines to whiff. But Aeronico gets the Yomi counter, pushing Organous all the way back to mid-screen. Who gets hit by a straight arrow. Goes to the landslide because it would have been chip either way. But gets Yomi'd again. Takes 1 chip from the Rain of Fire. Can't landslide in after the earthquake due to the earthquake. Gets closer and takes a chip. Aeronico desperately trying to keep Organous out. Organous getting hit by an arrow. Forward-aiming. Not sure whether it was intentional or not. Maybe going for a forward jump A? Maybe just accidentally doing a forward A. Maybe making a bad decision. Who knows?
Well,
Aeronico doing a Dragonheart, getting blocked, getting checkmate busted. But successfully Dragonhearting up. We haven't seen a wake up Dragonheart for a bit, have we?
huh?
I'm not sure we've seen a wake up Dragonheart for a bit.
Maybe.
There's been so many games of this now.
Absolutely. This
My
is
memory
not
is
just
not
an
great.
endurance match for them, but for us.
Yeah. Organous gets past the arc shot spam and gets in. And I say spam with the utmost respect. Spam is important in this game. You need to know when a move is just really hard for your opponent to deal with, and thus they take more risk dealing with it than you take doing it. Because that means, because as has been relevant a lot here, you get exhausted. You need to find some way to deal. Finding a move you can safely use is the best way to deal with decision fatigue in the middle of a game. In fact, it forces decision fatigue on your opponent.
Ooh.
Organous punishes the whiffed forward aim with an earthquake.
This could be tournament match.
Organous is at match point here, whereas Aeronico is in fact at game point. Organous dodging that arrow, thus dodging the chip, gets hit for 2 damage out of the landslide, but doesn't lose as much space as it might happen if not for that arc shot.
Tries to go for the
Aeronico
3.
gets a 2 damage anti-air. Organous gets hit by that arc shot there. But Organous is nearly in. Organous is in, but takes the hit. 9-9.
Morpheus saying, should Jaina even be allowed to shoot those indoors? Yeah, DeGray might, hopefully doesn't have an issue with, arrows being fired in his house.
Look how high those bookshelves are, though. There's a very high ceiling.
Okay.
And they're specifically fighting off the carpet, so it's fine.
Okay, yeah.
The wooden floor is presumably fire resistant. That's how wooden floors work.
Yeah. At the very least, they're not fighting really that close to the books.
Yeah. Organous gets in right away, dealing so far 4 damage in the first 8 seconds of the match. 6 damage in the first 11 seconds, getting the first round. Once Rook gets in, you're possibly just set for the map or for the game, not for the
Okay.
game, for the set, not the set. Set's not a word I've used at any point. Let's add that to the list of types of fatigue, and thus force myself to say fatigue more. Always fun, it's a fun word. Linguistic fatigue. Or lexical fatigue, perhaps. I don't know what word to use there. It's when you get tired from talking too much.
Yeah.
Organous dodging all those arrows there. Going for the head crush, but Aeronico was going for a neutral jump, not a forward jump. Gets hit by the delayed ground arrow, giving Aeronico the round. But if they had just blocked, that would have been round for Organous anyway due to the chip set.
Okay.
Oh god! Frostlight points out that they've both been going. And we've been going for 2.5 hours total.
Round 4. Fight.
But Organous kicks the round. This is increasingly hard to commentate. Particularly as it goes in slow motion for a moment, at least for me. I don't know if that's my laptop just lagging slightly.
It was kind of going slow for a bit for me too, I think. But that said, I
Yeah,
was
I
looking
think-
away from the screen for a bit, so I may have been.
Yeah. Either there's just too much going on, or their ping is. Although no, that wouldn't change the timing. That looks like one of their computers is. Huh. Weird. Supers to block the to defend against Dragonheart. It's not an option select. It's option coverage.
Yeah.
It means if they do anything but jump, then you get them. If they do a Dragonheart, you get them, but they deal 1 damage to you first. But it's still 3 damage to them. Organous is on match point. Slightly with forward A, but Aeronico does not capitalize. Trade with the vines into the anti-air. The head crush will land. Aeronico
Okay.
at 2 health and in. Okay,
This will
this could
determine.
be it.
Okay. Wow.
Organous expects a Dragonheart. Doesn't get one. Aeronico walks away. Gets a hitting with an arrow. Organous dodging all these arrows now. Aeronico dodging all these earthquakes. Blocked forward A. Neutral jumping the arrows. They are both at mid-screen. Head crush.
At full screen.
Gets Dragonhearted. Thunderclap to stop all that. If Organous doesn't take any damage hit.
Oh.
Okay, if Organous hadn't taken that damage, that would have time. And Organous could have won by timeout. But as such, it's a draw. But since you can't win with a draw, only gets the point.
Wow.
Saved by the Yomi. Oh, head crush again to hit the forward A. Organous seeming to be at the top of their game here.
Okay.
Exhaustion? What exhaustion? Let's just head crush him, get in, get the Oki, and just get in his head and win. Take the match.
Okay.
4-2. Well played, Organous. Okay.
Oh.
Now to add up the round. Not counting the match that we do not... Well, we know is Aeronico won it. I think it was either 2 or 3, but I don't know for sure. That was... 4 plus 1 plus 3 plus 3 plus 3 plus 1 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 3. 4. Yeah, we just watched 19 games there.
Wow. Yeah, that was about as long as it could get.
Yeah, it was literally as long as it can get, particularly with how many of them went close.
It took like twice as long as the Val match, like over twice as long as the Val match, or the Val tournament.
Okay, Organous won 59.
Okay.
3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 1 plus 4 plus 4 plus 2 plus 1 plus... Oh. I'm going to start again. I just backspaced and lost... Okay, 3 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 4 plus 1, and now I'm at the first 0. Okay, plus 4 plus 4 plus 2, 0, plus 1 plus 3 plus 4 plus 3 plus 2 plus 4 plus 2. Oh, Aeronico won 49 rounds.
Wow.
So Organous won more rounds, 10 more rounds than Aeronico. Match that shall not be named. And I think Organous definitely won at least one round in shall not be named. So at least 7 more rounds than Aeronico. Up to 10 more. No, not up to 10 more. Up to 9 more. So yes, between 7 and 9 rounds lead. We could celebrate by doing another voucher.
Yeah. That said, I am exhausted.
I'm not sure I'm up to it. What was that?
Yeah, I'm exhausted as well.
I am exhausted too. You can celebrate by doing that. We are having none of it. We cannot commentate that.
Yeah,
Not enough to commentate Val Mirror. But if you want to commentate safety, man, feel free.
we should have done this before, but we should, figure out who wins the skill coin prize.
Oh yeah. So, the candidates for the skill coin prize. Should we include Riven Worm had to drop out unfortunately, but I think we should still include in the raffle. He wanted to participate. His kid just woke up. So, out of Darkness, Emisocks, Hypergrav, Aeronico, Rivenworm, Lilmon, and Mitarashi. And I think after all of that, Organous should be included too.
Rivet Worm says, hey, you can drop me. Don't worry about it.
Oh, okay. So, not Rivenworm, but...
Also, yes, Organous, I will be able to take this off of Twitch and then upload it, so it will be on YouTube later.
Yeah, not take it off of Twitch, but copy it off Twitch.
Yeah, copy it off Twitch.
Not say we're not having the VOD. Okay.
Yeah.
So, not Rivenworm. Yes, Organous.
Yeah.
Okay.
And...
List randomized. Organous is at the top of the list. Organous, that means you're getting the copy of Kerbal Space Program.
Yeah.
Oh, you're interested.
and-
Okay, he's second in the list. Darkness. Darkness, you're getting the copy of Kerbal Space.
Okay. And if Darkness doesn't want it, we can go down the list first.
Yeah.
Continue.
If Darkness doesn't want it, Emmy gets it. Well, only the winners at the top of pack. No, wait, Darkness hasn't won a tournament. Never mind. Darkness has won a tournament, but not one of the Gun Chaos tournaments. Is Darkness here?
Well, I wouldn't be surprised if he
It's a
left.
bit
That was quite the ordeal.
It's past midnight for Dark.
It was definitely interesting, but still, yeah.
And Darkness is definitely offline on Discord. He's not in the server.
Well,
Which I think doesn't mean he's actually left the server. Discord is very weird.
yeah.
Often if someone's not online, that means that it says they're not in it at all.
Well, we can
But it
always
doesn't do that with everyone.
send a message to him, and then he'll have Kerbal. Or will be, or if
Or
we
he
can
drops
always
it, the
figure
next
it out.
one. I'm leaving the list up just in case.
Yeah.
Where is he? There he is in the chat. You've won the Kerbal Space Program raffle.
Won the skill coin prize.
Oh, I would say skill coin prize. Hey there, Novajuice. You've come in right at the end, so you will get to see us figure out what next week's tournament will be.
Okay.
You've got a window open, don't you? Yes. So you could probably actually do the randomizer
Okay.
because It should be in resources, I think. Or if not
Yeah.
in resources, in formats. There should be a link to it, I believe.
Let's see. Doesn't look like that is in resources, but rule sets.
I guess I figured it wasn't useful for Fantasy Strike, it was useful for this tournament to go in resources.
Hmm. No, I can't even find out. I can't even find it anywhere. Like,
Oh,
it's not really in.
Oh,
Oh,
go
no,
into
I
form-
see it.
at the bottom, which should say here's a random selector, with here being underlined because it's a hyperlink.
Okay, here we go. So, tournament style, generate. Okay, the many and the few, which I'm gonna need to double check what that.
I can tell you that is. It is in fact your one. It is a random number. It's picked from 1 to 5, and the players will play custom team battles similar to this, but one person doing each team, where they have that many characters to play. So if it's 5, then they have 5 characters to play. If it's 1, they'll just do a normal one.
Yeah. So, yeah.
Yeah, and it's best, and if it's the normal 1v1, then it's best of 3. Otherwise, it's just whoever wins that team battle. Okay.
So, yeah. I'm trying to remember if that's it. I'll see if I can do the video editing to separate the Val tournament from the 1st to 10 tournament.
That sounds like a good idea. Probably put this bit from the end in the first one as well, just one is.
Yeah.
And also, I will quickly say what other, and once again give the link, because I want to do my best to make sure people know what's going on. So there in the chat is a link to a list of Fantasy Strike events that I know about. If you are in charge of one of these events and would like me to change some details in it, that's fine. If you know of another event that I don't know, please tell me, I will add it. On Monday, there is Monday Night Strike, which is run by Remy, also known as Organous. He is a commentary streamer who will just come online, spectate any matches he can find at that time. It is a very active time because people know about it. People like to have their matches commentated. So even if you just want to play in general,
I mean, especially if you're in the EU, Remy likes to stream fellow EUers.
Yeah, he takes a special care to do that, and he keeps of who is in the EU and where people are in the EU because he just likes keeping track of things.
Yeah, he's
also got lots of interviews of EU players, including me.
Yes,
which I'm quite happy about.
I was gonna say yours truly, except you would need to say yours truly, I think.
Including yours truly, or would that be theirs truly if you said that? Going
Maybe
from
theirs truly, including theirs truly.
Anyway,
if it's not a thing, I'll make it a thing.
Yeah, let's make that a thing now, everyone. Theirs truly. Say that to talk about other people for no apparent reason. But you could just say them.
Okay.
But yeah, Wednesday there is Cyberstun City. It's another commented tournament. All these things are it's a 1v1 tournament run by Toronto Top Tiers. It will be at midnight BST, or that's 11 o'clock UTC. Adjust for your time zone. There are a few times in the events page. I should actually work on adding to those time zones because they rarely get changed, and it will be useful for people. On Thursdays, there's this one that next week will be the many and few, which is basically advanced team battle. You don't know how many characters will be in your team, between 1 and 5. Should be fun. On Saturday, there is the Pirate King's Weekly Tournament, which is a 3v3 tournament at 9 p.m. BST or 8 o'clock UTC, adjust for your time zone accordingly. The orders in the page that I linked. And eventually, after the big update, we will be doing a tournament Similar to this one, it will be another teams tournament between where all the players are grouped into two teams. But in one team will be between the original cast, one team will be between the new characters. Apologies if you can hear that barking.
Oh, yeah, I could hear the bark.
But yeah, that is all the events. Phew, that was a lot to talk about, but
Well,
it is done.
thanks for all coming. We should wrap this up.
You should. Thank you for hosting the stream and helping commentate, and also doing you did all the management this time. Actually, no, you threatened to do all the management, but didn't know how to scroll into the thing.
Yeah. I'll figure that out so that way I can scroll.
Woo! Scrolling.
But yeah.
For the darkest of arts.
Yeah.
Yeah. Again, thank you everyone for coming. Hope to see people here next week. This has been fun. Goodbye.
Goodbye.